I used to have from bottom to top because it's heavy and you stick like a pancake, then another pancake, then another pancake, another pancake, another on top of the next one. So we're trying to get down a bit because they are heavy, and then you rub it together and you have the very good surface, and it's, for me it looks like it's easier. When you, and very many times you already saw that they are dripping down, or you take the pancake, put on and flies off. When you start from the bottom, then it's easier to bring down and up and up and up and up, and like it goes easier for me. But with the finish coat I do with another version. I go from top to bottom, and then why? Then is one good reason. On that I use this tool. I don't know which hand. They are for left-handers and for right-handers. Ah, they are similar. Again, you can buy in a shop plaster hook, but they are mostly like that. There's flat surface and then they stick like this, and you put the plaster on top of it. You take the trowel from here, and now you have the plaster on top of your tool, and then you apply it on the wall. If you have that stick out there, again, 1 hour is okay, 2 hours okay, then comes the third, then comes the 1 day, and in a second day you don't want to keep it in hand anymore because it's too difficult. And this way all the weight is resting on your hand, so it's easier for your hand to keep it like this. So this is again self-made, but if you are trying to search for ideas how it is possible, I think that it is possible to find in my website. It's SALMUMAJA. I think that Thomas can give you the address, and the drawing is possible to understand even in a Japanese or whatever language. Ah, yeah, I can write it also. Yeah.
I will post it on.
You will post it. Yeah, in an email. So it's really easier for you.
Did you look at here? No, this.
I had a green.
Permanent. Oh.
Oh no. Whiteboard.
Yeah.
Black. Will be okay.
If it is dry.
Then it's whoa, permanent still.
You will stay then. 6 hours you have to give them
They
back.
are our boards.
There's a liquid to get off the permanent.
Maja means house.
Then it's not
House.
permanent anymore.
Salmo
Then it's not
means
permanent
straw.
anymore.
So it's like a straw house.
So in Latvian it's also Maja.
Yeah.
I understand it's also.
It's not Maya, it's Maya.
No,
You
it's
just
Maja.
can't use.
We have a Maya, but in web you don't have this
Maja.
long letters and one-blown and other things. So where I stopped, yeah, from. So the idea why it's easier to go from top to bottom, because when you apply the finish coat, so you use this one because it's not easy to take from a bucket with a trowel and put on the wall. It's easier to take from the bucket. This one tool is very helpful in that situation. Again, you take from a bucket, put on there, leave this there, then bring this tool, take a piece of that, apply on a wall, spread out, and then because always something is coming down, you know, small particles. If you're going from top to bottom, you have such a situation. You apply here, but you can put it over there, and it drops back on the board. If you do vice versa, you apply here, so there is smooth part already. There you apply here. Of course, something is dripping down, and you put there's a line. So you are starting to make it flat again, and you do more. So I start the final layer from the bottom to top, but with a fill-in coat from bottom to top. There, right. With a finish layer from top to bottom. But for the first coat, what you've done today with the bus stop, from bottom to top, because you do with the bare hands. It's connected with the tools. Ah, there's a marker. Sometimes even tools from a cake is very good. Yeah, this one is from a cake.
And why it's a stripe?
There was like a moving part inside. You know, you put on the plate the cake and then they move.
Ah, okay.
But in a plaster you don't need that.
Oh, yeah. Ah, okay.
So
It's for corners.
this is for corners and where we need in the bus stop really that kind of small tools. What is also very important, the important thing is connection from from a plaster to another parts. Is it foundation or window or ceiling or whatever? Those lines are the places where you have to put the most your attention and quality, because it's most visible. And in a bus stop, the bottom line is the question how we're going to make that so it looks good. And why it is so? I went to the first of, I think the second, I think this is the second straw house in Latvia. It's still surviving, still very good shape, and but they had quite a lot of issues connected with techniques of building. It's funny because in the first year nobody sees the problems. The problems are arriving after some 5 or 10 years of using, and then you discover what was done not good. And there was one issue with the plaster. What at the beginning was not important at all. So here we go. They had a foundation, concrete foundation, and they thought that the bales will be the 40 centimeters wide, but they wasn't. When they built the foundation, they thought that that's the size what they will get. Unfortunately, they was 50. So it means we have 10 centimeters more, right? So we have 5 centimeters over here and 5 centimeters over here. This is a straw right now. But any other material would be the same story. And there between, this is foundation, there's hydro insulation. You understand? It means concrete is sucking water inside. And not to allow the water be sucked in the straw, you have there some plastic or whatever what stops the water on going up. So now we have these curves over here, and what they thought will be a good idea, we have to cover the straw, and the same thing what we will do, or let's do better in a case of bus stop. We cover this one with the clay. There goes the clay, and then like this, because with the clay you can make very smooth curves and stick it together. Right now we have this kind of plaster. What means we have a rain over here, and the droplets is staying here, then goes here, then goes here, and then goes here. And this concrete is also sucking the water from the ground. And there it starts to be moist and soft. Later it dissolves and it's strong and hard again. But the problem is when the degrees are -1 degree in Celsius. What means right there? It's freezing over there. So it means it starts to be like a sand again. After 1 year there is a small piece broken down here, so it's no plaster over there anymore. After 2 years there's like this, there again like this, and after 10 years unfortunately already the straw is visible. And now it starts to be the moisture goes in and pity point. So it doesn't work that way. And we discovered, I not discovered, but had an idea how to fix it in a different way. So it added a wooden beam over there. So here's the wood right now. And on top of that wood we add the window ceiling the metal part. And now the plaster is going like this, and it goes there. And it stops on that. So it means the water is coming like here, down on a wall, then on a steel part, and then drips away. And it's not going up on a steel part. So it is right now fixed and done. But this means that we have to think about those lines very carefully, because those will be the points where the weakest parts will be. Right? So that's a story, real story from a house. They redone all perimeter, and they have a really huge house. It's 450 square meters. They are doing a really good job with people who need special attention. So it was like my big pleasure to help them out with the stronger house to fix up. And same thing again. What else we have to know? That all those natural plasters, is it clay, is it lime, or something like that, they soak the water. They just bring the water in, and when it's dry, they evaporate and let it out. That's called breathing. I don't know why they are using that name, but they are. But what we have to know that they do that until one point. It's possible to suck in the water when it's rainy. It's rainy one day, no problem. When it's rainy 2 days, it's a bit problem, but still okay. When it's rainy for a week, this is a kind of bit of problem, because it sucks in 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, and we have such a situation. And in that time, what they do, the plaster will do, is spreading out the moisture on a whole surface, dissolves in all directions, and all that part is wet. And if it's wet, it starts to be very heavy, and then it's a tricky where it starts to divide of your construction. So again, you have to be careful. And one very important thing is not that all those plasters, we can even write it down, all natural plasters have to be painted. On the outside, I would say. From inside, no problem, but from outside, you have to. How? Okay. To be so red with paint. What kind of paint? Any breathable. So it means lime wash is okay. Silicate paint, okay. All breathable paints are okay. What you will achieve? You will achieve stronger border between the very big moisture or the water to the plaster. It's still breathable. It still will suck in the water, but not in that much amounts. What is lime wash? Lime wash is very popular and very ancient way of covering that kind of structures. You just simply take the lime and add the water until it's like again yogurt or even down to milk. Simply cover it white. It will make a one coat of lime which will slowly wash away, but still it will survive lots longer. So all those houses, old cob houses, we have it in Estonia too, was covered every single year in a spring with a lime wash. That's why they was white. And they do it very frequently. It's like routine. It's spring, we take the lime, mix with the water, paint the white house. House is bright and good looking, and it's preserved from water. So that's how it survives. That's it. Done.
Ko tu tur jauc kopā ar to ūdeni?
Kaķis ar ūdeni.
Aha,
Vienkārši maisījums.
super. Tā ir pinzelīte.
Tas baltums varētu no tā arī būt. Viņš pēc brīža sacietē.
Tas, kas mums mājā, ja?
Jā.
Super.
Jā.
Vajag vienkārši.
Very many things are very simple. Yeah,
Näin nyt on pinseli on
with a pinsel with a brush you do, but you have to use the gloves. Yeah, and don't get it in your eyes.
Yeah.
It will burn a bit.
It burns. I had it.
Then you have to wash it with really lots of water, but you can.
Un tā krāsē, tā konsistence tā kā normāli kaut kāda ūdens.
Tas pieniņš.
Tas pieniņš.
Tas pieniņš. Consistency is like a milk. Yes.
Lime doesn't seem to be very waterproof. For example, I had like this lime plaster at my home. All down the floor I did it myself. And then I had one water, like weeks later, one water drop coming. And I still have it there on the wall after 1 year. So it changes.
But discoloration.
Coloration,
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the coloration of course. But when it's only if you put the plaster on the bottom, then it's mixed with the sand, and it makes it a little bit different. Then there's no sand at all, so it's only
that
lime.
was like the cover, like I used it like this lime paint.
Lime paint.
Yeah.
With some tone or simply white.
Tone.
The tones will be more visible. Yes, the changes.
So outside only this pure lime.
Pure lime.
Okay.
If you add, of course you can, but then you have to be sure that it can change the color a bit. But with the natural things, you can always be ready that the wood will not be the same shape all the time. It will turn, it will crack, it will move a bit. And same thing goes with the clay, same thing goes with the earth, same thing goes with the many different natural materials. That's how they are. That's it, done!
Thank you.
Theoretical final of the plaster.
We suggest to go to the lake.
The ready mixes from the Morocco, and the Morocco guys are really happy because we are buying that stuff. But actually, this is not really what we need. What we need is something else. And again, I will not draw the lines. I will draw the little piles of the things. What Morocco people doing? They are burning the limestone to get the lime. Unfortunately, they're using the kilns, which is not very perfect. So what they do? Kiln. It's ne krāsns, bet dedzina kaļķi, kur?
Jā, dedzinātā kaļķi.
Dedzinātā, kaut kāds latviešu gudrāks vārds, bet nu labi. So they are burning that limestone, and they are not burning them 100% perfectly. So what they have at the end, they have some, let's say, 1/3 of lime, what is like reacted and it's powder way, so you can slack it and it will be sticky. Then you have 1/3 what is not exactly burned, and so it is very small, it's like a sand. Lime, stone, like sand. And then you have 1/3 what is even bigger. Bigger limestone. Crack. Not crack, but particles. What you see here, the same recipe, right? Is again 1 to 3. Or almost the same thing. And then it means this is the sticky part, these are the fillers, you have the perfect plaster, you mix it with the water, now you have the very good fillers, the same color, the same thing. It's very good compacting, you go with the float, make it really compact, and then you go with this tool, you polish it even more, it stays really flat surface, really smooth, and then you go with soap and water, you bring it on, it has to be done liquid, you can put on with a brush, and then you have the stone what is polished. So it's very smooth stone, and you go like this.
With this instrument, not with the soap.
It's with the soap, you put on the brush, the soap mixture with water, it's liquid already. And then you go with the stone what is polished. You polish that plaster with a polished stone, like and it takes an hour, and you have to feel when it's leather dry. You know what is leather dry? it starts to feel like leather, but it's not hard yet, but it's not soft also, so it's in between. And in that perfect moment, you have to polish it. If you are too lazy or if you are too late, then just go hard, done. You don't polish it anymore. When it's finished and polished, then you again wait until it dries. Then you put again the soap mixture, wipe with the soap. One time, wait for a few days, again, and then it becomes like that. But you have to polish.
But polish each time if you again?
No, then yes, but when it's hard, then it's 10 times easier to just like go around and done. The first time is the most labor intensive. Okay. That's how it is. But it is possible, it's quite beautiful too. So this is again another version how you can make a bathtub or walls without the tails, without anything. Estonians produce something what is called estilakt. It's the same tadalakt, only prepared in Estonia. Not ready mixed from Morocco, from Estonia, so you can buy them. It's ready mixed, just add the water and start to polish. They also have the tools for that. Those stones which is polished to polish the plaster.